We're continuing our conversation about the killings in Plateau State, but this time it will be from Abuja. Markwe?
Well, thank you, Chamberlain. We have with us in the studio two gentlemen, Mr. Mike Ejiofor, who is a former director with the DSS. You're welcome to Sunrise Daily.
Thank you.
And we also have Mr. Lawrence Alobi, who's retired, a former CP at the Commissioner of Police here in the FCT, and also a security consultant. You're welcome to Sunrise Daily, sir.
Thank you for having me. Good morning.
You heard there the governor of Imo State, who is also the chairman of the APC Governors Forum, and he says very clearly, we have not been able to define this problem. This problem has been with us for some time now, and we don't seem to know what precisely could cause, you know, a group of people to go and kill. Now we understand 135 dead at the last count, and we're still not sure precisely what is it. What is your reading of the situation? Let me start with you, Mr. Alobi.
Yeah, you see, the point is that it's very, very sad the way people are being killed. We don't seem to empathize with even the people who have been killed. The life is no longer sacred in this country. It's very, very sad. You see, the problem of insecurity is actually a challenge in this country. Like Section 14 of the Constitution provides that security and the well-being of the citizens shall be the primary purpose of government. And the point is to what extent has the government done what it ought to do to ensure that every Nigerian is safe and secure, the country is safe and secure, in terms of security agencies, how they well funded, how they well equipped. You see, security in this country today, in modern security policing in particular, is technically driven and intelligence-led policing, and it is also capital intensive. But the police and other security agencies, they are not well funded. Now, today in Nigeria, we have about 220 area commands, about 1,400 police divisions. And you go to the police divisions, we don't even have up to 2 or 3 vehicles. And they want them to respond to distress call, want them to police all the nooks and crannies of a community. In fact, most of these crises occur around the rural areas, mostly rural areas. And these rural areas, because the police visibility is not actually very pronounced there. And they don't even have the wherewithal. They don't have the equipment, they don't have the facilities, they don't have the vehicles. Today in Nigeria, we have only 14,000 vehicles in the whole of this country for the Nigerian police force. And we have 1,400 divisions. And we have 220 area commands. And each division will have no less than at least 10 functional vehicles.
Is this in spite of the vehicles that people keep donating and the ones that the state government keep buying?
Recently, Dangote gave 150 vehicles. But then that is just how a division, like I said, each division will need not less than 10 vehicles, the minimum. What of communication, for instance? What of intelligence, information? The public themselves, Section 24E provides that every Nigerian citizen is constitutionally obligated to assist security agencies in maintaining of law and order. I mean, Nigerians are conscious of that obligation, their duty to the society. What is concerned about in this country? What is concerned about my right? We don't look at our obligations as citizens of this country. Today, why America is so great a nation? Because Kennedy told the Americans that don't just concern about what America will do for you, but you be concerned about what you can do to make American safe and secure.
It's very interesting you raised the point about policing. I mean, definitely from your background as a former police commissioner,
sure.
you definitely will raise that. And ideally, the police is the first point of call when issues like this happen. And we've seen that oftentimes they have taken the back seat. It's only now that we're beginning to see that, oh, the IG has sent, deployed battalions there to go and see what is going on.
Why have they taken the back seat? Can you ask that question?
With equipment. But there are definitely questions to be raised as to policing and what is going on there. But then the question is, do we understand the problem? Because for you to be able to effectively tackle any problem, you must understand what it is that you're facing. Mr. Ejiofor, can you intervene here?
Yeah. You see, the governor of Imo State aptly described the situation. If you don't diagnose a problem, there is no way you can get a good treatment. Take, for instance, if you have constipation, you continue to take Panadol, for instance. There's no way you are going to get healed because you are doing the wrong treatment. We must identify the root cause of this problem. These headsmen, in quote, I don't call them headsmen. that are on rampage, destroying lives and property, we must identify who are they, what do they want, who are their leaders, how are they funded, how do they get their source of arms. These questions must be answered.
What do you call them? You say you don't call them herdsmen.
They are terrorists. They are terrorists. They are not herdsmen. And I've said this and I'll continue to repeat it, even on the part of government. Government has not been able to identify the problem. Some will tell you these are people fleeing from Libya. Some will tell you they are insurgents. Some will say they are fleeing Boko Haram. So if we don't identify who they are, how are we going to solve the problem?
Mr. Ejiofor, let me come in here. You know, we've heard various accounts about what this might be and what it may not be, and of course this is similar to what the Governor Okorocha was referring to. But there's also a thought out there that, look, what if the federal government actually knew who was behind it, but was reticent to say so because it might undermine the narrative? For example, if Boko Haram was responsible for some of these killings, if the federal government comes out and says this is Boko Haram, it undermines the narrative that the federal government has degraded Boko Haram's capacity. What are your thoughts about this idea that government may know more than what it is saying for whatever strategic purposes?
Well, that is politicizing the issue. We must call a spade, give it its name. People must know exactly what the problem is. And I'm one of the people in the school of thought that these people are part of Boko Haram. I believe very strongly on that. Reason is they are out to destabilize this country. They are out with a mission so that by the time they start killing people, there will be reprisal and there will be anarchy in the country. Take, for instance, I was reading this morning. Soldiers have been attacked. 2 soldiers were killed in Benue, I guess. I was reading this morning. So these people are out with a mission, which government must identify. If we don't identify their mission, there's no way we can solve this problem. That is my position. Government must be in a position, our security, intelligence, and enforcement agencies must be able to identify what these people are out for. Otherwise, they are going to destabilize this country. And don't forget, very soon campaigns will start. We'll go into elections. These are going to be campaign issues, and the situation will deteriorate and get worse.